So key pieces to remember when we're factoring. This is overarching. This first page would be like your cheat sheet to the unit. So like we started this in yesterday, always first to try to factor out your GCF. What's a big hint that there could be a GCF?
A number before the first, what you call it, term.
Good. So your big hint is if your A term doesn't equal 1. So remember, maybe I should write this at the very top. When we're talking about trinomials, it's usually written as like ax squared, wrote a squared though, ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are numbers, right? So if that a term isn't a 1, there's very likely or very possibly there could be a GCF at that point. So that's a big hint to check for a GCF. If the ax term is negative, try and factor out the negative. Is that always the case? No, but most times it will be easier, especially in grade 10. Grade 11 and grade 12, when life is a little bit more complicated, that's not like as strong of a rule. Most cases, like 19 out of 20 times kind of thing, take out that negative. If there's difference of squares, it must be 2 perfect squares separated by what? No. Subtraction or negative, whichever you want to put. That's really important. If it's addition, you cannot go further. You cannot do anything else. So for example, x squared minus 25, you're good. X squared plus 25, sad face, and you're done. Huh? You sure? Okay. Factoring by grouping, you must be 4 terms. It has to be 4 terms. If the common factor is similar, try factoring out a negative. What that means is basically change all the signs. Are there any hints that I've missed that you guys think we should add to this list? Especially hints from your quiz.
Right clearly.
Right clearly, yeah. Never mind. Okay, let's turn the page then. Okay, so this is just a little bit of review. I wanted to include this in this workbook, so it kind of included everything before we move on. So when you have 2, okay, I'll grab it afterwards. In trinomials where a is equal to 1, so let's remember, maybe we should write this down, ax squared plus bx plus c. So when our first term is a 1, or 1x squared, or you most often would just see it as x squared, that's what we're talking about right now. So when that's the case, we need to find 2 factors that multiply to c and add to b. My second example here, is that a trinomial?
2 things, so it's not a trinomial.
No. Could we still factor it though?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I want you all to try those 3 on your own. Okay, so in this first one, what are my factors? What are the factors of 10? Good. And 1 and 10. What might help is literally writing these down. So you can do like a little T-chart, and then on my other side, we're going to do like our sum. 2 plus 5 is 7, 1 plus 10 is 11. So that's our prompt that we need to use this first answer. So we need to add to 7, that's our b term, multiply to 10. So I get v plus 2, v plus 5. Is it okay if you wrote it in the other order? Yes, 100% it's okay. Raise your hand if you got that one. Good. What level of question do you think that was?
1.
Good. Second question. I have a number in front, so my A term has a number. So what's our first thought?
Factor it out.
Good. Greatest common factor here is 8. So then I have w squared plus 4. Is that a difference of squares? No. Good. Since this is addition, we're done here. So Krista just asked why. There is nothing I can multiply and add to cancel it out. We need to have a -2 times a +2 to equal a -4, and for them to add to equal 0. If we had +2 times +2, which gives us our 4, so that's lovely, but +2 plus +2 doesn't give us our 0 term, right? Like that adds to 4 in this case, so it won't cancel out. So we need those two opposite signs to get 0 for B, which therefore has to make C negative.
And the 0 term is the w squared, so what is that? Or where's
The 0 term, it's not written here. So the 0 term would be really, if I wanted to include it, it would be plus 0w plus 32. That's a 0, not a C, not an O. And so that's why it has to have those opposite signs to cancel out to equal 0. Okay, last one. So let's write out our little factors again. So I need multiples of 15. So 3 and 5 and 1 and 15. In this case, though, you need to pause. This is a negative sign. So what does that mean about my factors here?
there's 1 negative, 1 positive, so they're both going to be
But this is a positive. So they're both negative then. So -3, -5, -1, and -15. So I have to add to -8. -3 and -5 does. This would be -16. So when we write out our factors here, I get D minus 3 and D minus 5. Could I write that in the other order? Yes. How are those three? Good. Okay. Scary.
Is the middle one still level 1 or is that level 2?
I would say that's I would say the last two are both level 2s. Okay, we are going to spend the rest of class. We have about half an hour left, correct? I'm going to give you guys some more practice sheets. Do you think you should do these on your own or with a friend? On your own. I feel like we all should have just learned. We really need to do these on your own. These are more riddles. They're so exciting.
I want to color more stuff in.
I know, that was a good one, hey? So we're going to do some more of those practice sheets for the rest of class. Then tomorrow's class, we'll go through when A is not equal to 1.